What's up, everybody? Welcome to the podcast now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a specific point I mentioned in the last Abandoned video and kind of elaborate on it, and that is Sony. And I guess the topic of the video would be that Sony needs to speak up, or actually kind of even, what is Sony doing, right? So, look, whether or not they are a fraud or they're a scam or whatever, which, by the way, I think some people need to look up the formal definition of the word scam, because it seems like nobody actually knows what the word means. You don't have to get money from it. Regardless, there's some hatred going on in the last video. It's okay. The point is this, okay? One of the main things I harped on, and that I did say in that video, why I'm not sold on it being a complete fake, right? And I guess if you're seeing this video, that means that, nothing has happened that would change kind of my mentality, because otherwise I'd probably delete this video and you would see something else, right? This would just get lost into space. But, the thing with Sony is that I feel like they would speak up on this. That's it boiled down in its simplest way. I feel like, if you want to go into The Haunting, the game, if you want to go into the other games that they may or may not have, had part of, or apps that were taken down or whatever, right? No matter how you feel about those things, that actually only adds more credence to, like, what Sony's okay with this, right? That's the whole point. To me, at the end of the day, it boils down to this. If Abandoned, and if, really not even that, if Blue Box Game Studios is real, okay? If they're real, and what they say is supposed to be taken at truth value, they are a small team. We've gone over who they claim to actually be and all that stuff. They're a small team. They have outsourcing studios that help them. They've worked with acting talent. They have all this stuff. They were approved for an app. I mean, Sony doesn't just like, I can't go to Sony and say, hey, can you give me a PS5 app, please? Like, I'm podcast now. Like, they'd say, get the hell out, get the hell out of here, right? So, like, you can't just do that. And then with all of the stuff that's happening, one thing that is for certain, like, I just know it, and you can go to literally anybody for this, while they maybe don't make actions based off of online buzz, they certainly pay attention to it. They certainly do. And there's countless examples. There's countless people that have said that before in the industry, outside the industry. I mean, that's just a fact. You can hate me all you want, but that's just a fact. So the point is, Sony is seeing this dumpster fun. And look, again, like, this is fun. I'm having fun with it. People are getting mad. I'm having fun. Careful what you think that I'm saying. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going after anybody. I'm not threatening anybody. Like, I'm having fun with this. I'm asking for answers, stuff like that. But Sony is seeing what a dumpster fire disaster this entire thing is, which, again, love it and having fun with it, or hate it and you just despise it, right? No matter what, it's a dumpster fire. You know what I mean? So Sony's watching that. And that's from just a fan perspective. So, what Sony sees is this studio that's working with them, but we'll talk about that later. They see this studio, they have the app, they're creating all this online buzz. I'm sure they know that people think that there's, like, connections there. Again, whether or not they're true, right? But they see all that stuff. Then they see this app, and they see it literally just implode. I mean, they press the button, again, like I said yesterday, they press the button, the smoke alarms go off, the fire alarm, the sprinkler system activates and destroys all of their computers. Like, that must have happened, right? So Sony sees that, and they just idly stand by. They don't do anything. They just they're in their binocular. They're just, like, watching from afar and being like, wow, what a beautiful dumpster fire that is. Like, is that what they're doing? So I don't know. The thing is, again, to not take it too seriously, I don't know about any of this stuff. Nobody does. If anybody's pretending to, I'd love to talk to them or meet them, because nobody does know what the heck is going on, right? That's why it's fun. That's why this is fun, because it's different. We've never seen anything like this. Again, love it or hate it, who cares? We've never seen it before. I think at least it's interesting. You know what I mean? But how can Sony let this go? And then on top of that, now you add the behind the scenes stuff, right? The post, the Reddit post and all that stuff. Again, believe it or not, but the Reddit post of connecting the dots, if that stuff is true, and they've stolen assets before, and again, I don't know about the stolen assets, but what I do know is it's very likely, in fact, I believe they admitted the trailer for Abandoned is not their assets. So already, we have confirmation that the Abandoned trailer we have is not technically theirs. You know what I mean? The guy with the eye patch, right? people have done some digging and claimed that that is also somebody else's asset that they took. And they've denied that, but they didn't do a very good job at that. So, again, I don't know if they stole things from other companies and stuff in the past, but it seems likely they're at least borrowing or not, they haven't created things of their own so far from what we've seen. Okay? That's clear. But you look at all that stuff and things that were canceled and pulled and promises made that they then, took back or just kind of disappeared off the face of the earth. If that stuff is true, how does it wind up? How do they wind up on Sony's lap? I mean, the fact is, Sony has all of these divisions. They have all these people. You don't just sneak in through the back door. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. Do people understand how these things work? And I'm not saying like you people, but like certain haters or people that, again, kind of pretend they know what they're talking about. Like there has to be meetings. There has to be dialogue. Sony needs to know, at least very briefly or very small, certain things go through like passes and you have to pass certain, thresholds in order to get your games out and stuff like that. But even like this situation, again, this is not a third-party game. This is not a game that's coming out on PC and PlayStation. This is not a PS4 game. This is a PS5, their new system that's been out less than a year, a PS5 exclusive game. Like no matter how big it is or how small it is, it's a PS5 exclusive game, which means there had to have been dialogue. There always is. So what's the dialogue like? Are they talking to a artificial intelligence in Hassan? If he's not real, like, are they talking, is it Hideo, all that stuff? Again, that's kind of separate, because if we're assuming, and that's, I guess, kind of the last part of this, right? The other way out of this is if it really is all kind of a hoax and it is Silent Hill, it is Hideo Kojima, it's whatever, there's more to it, right? There's more to the puzzle. If it's that, it makes sense. It makes sense why Sony is standing by, right? They're on standby. They're not touching it. They're not talking about it. They're not doing anything. Yes, of course, you can argue, well, maybe they would do that anyway, Alex. Maybe they're just not going to get involved in this kind of stuff. And I'm sure there's numerous examples of issues that have happened, where Sony or the platform holder doesn't get involved. But I don't know about this situation. This situation's ballooning. This situation's getting big. This is not a small account, Blue Box. This is no longer a small game. Whether or not it's made from 10, 15, 20 employees or not, it's not a small thing anymore. People have eyes on it. Shuhei Yoshida was tweeting, like, he's literally the head of their indie team. Actually, that's kind of ironic, isn't it? Like, you have all of these things happening, so there has to be dialogue. And I guess I'm not asking for Sony to say something. I'm just I'm not demanding it. And of course, there'll be people that say something about me, right? But all I'm saying is that I don't know what Sony's doing. I actually don't. I mean, I don't know what Sony's doing in a lot of different, Days Gone, Sly Cooper. You can go down the list of things that I don't understand exactly what Sony, next gen versus, having games only on PlayStation 5 versus PS4. There's a lot of things, but this is a specific thing that's kind of outside of those, right? That I just, why are they on standby? Why aren't they talking? There are answers to those questions. I'm just, kind of like theoretically, I'm just like saying them into the universe, and you guys in the universe will give it back to me. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. And there's reasons why they may not be talking. And again, those reasons could be there's something more, and it's all big, all part of the plan. I would say to that, there's probably better ways of doing it. You know what I mean? I think, look, I made the video on that Tuesday with the app when it failed, when it didn't work, or I guess when the graphical error happened, on the back end. And I said how much fun I'm having, how much fun the whole thing is, how if this is a plan to make us feel at like real-time experience with the person, make us feel abandoned, if that was the goal, which sounds crazy, it sounds stupid, and it is, both of those things are true. It also sounds awesome, right? If those things are true and they did that, they nailed it. It's a weird plan, but if that was their plan, they nailed it 100%. There's no arguing it. Whether you hate it, whether you think there's something more going on, whether you think they're frauds or scammers or whatever, right? Again, look up the definition. Like no matter what you think, they nailed it 100%. But what they've done since then doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't. I think they're pushing, again, now, this is where if they send a tweet out in between when I'm recording this and you guys see it, things obviously maybe change a little bit. But, them pushing so hard that they're real and like, believe us. It's literally like the boy who cries wolf, right? Believe us. They delete those tweets. It's like, it's odd. You're pushing this at us. you do it to yourselves. Like, I get that we're obviously coming up with these conspiracies and stuff, but like, you've led us there. You're the ones who messed up. You're the ones who literally just had to press a button. App goes live, 5, 10, 15-second, teaser, and it took you 3 days to fix it, or maybe more, right, depending on what happens in between. Like, that's not our problem. That's your problem. That's just what it is. So that's kind of where I stand on this. That's one of the things I kind of harped on in the last video is Sony is actually the maybe primary like pin in all of this that is stopping me from believing that it is all just fake and nothing's real. Because like, why would Sony be working with that? Because if it's just an indie game, I would still be mad at them, because I'd be like, well, I guess if you're Sony, you probably don't do that. You keep things quiet. But I think you would probably expect people to throw hatred at the team. If Sony feels like they were scammed out of this whole thing, you know what I mean? Like, maybe it did happen. Maybe these guys were so fake, but they were like real people, but they wanted to pull the ultimate prank, and they formed a fake team, and they pitched this thing to Sony, and they got the license, and they're able to do a PS5 app. They're able to make a PS5 game, and they just pranked everybody, including the top dogs at Sony. Maybe that happened. It's a long shot. I don't think I don't think so, but maybe it did. So let me know what you guys think about all of this stuff in the comments below. Again, depending on when certain things happen, I will do more videos on this. The saga, for some people, sadly, because they hate me so much, the saga is not over. I'm here to stay, and that's just the way it is. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Bell icon turned on. All my social media is in the description below. Twitter, if you guys want to check out my Twitter, you can yell at me over there as well. My second channel, Patreon and YouTube memberships, if you guys want to support us there as well, would be much appreciative of that. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.